Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. In today's video, I'm super excited because I'm sharing with you a skincare sensation, a product that has really made such a difference to my skincare routine and really helped me to achieve my skin goals. I definitely think terms like game-changing, next level, holy grail are a bit overused on the online skincare community. I've definitely been guilty of that in the past, but sometimes I think a product is so amazing it kind of deserves a video in its own right so it can have its true fangirl moment. Now, if I was to tell you there's a skincare product that costs just $5, around £4, which could reduce the size of your pores, even out your skin tone, reduce acne and breakouts, control the oil levels in your skin all summer long, and be practically used alongside any other skincare product, you'd probably call me a liar. Well, I'm not. That product actually exists, and it's this. This is the Numbuzin Pantothenic Active Drying Powder. Now, this might look small, but trust me, it's mighty, and it certainly packs a punch, and I'm going to share with you all the details in today's video. So, sit back, relax, and let's talk some game-changing skincare. Now, before we get into today's video, I would of course love to know your own hot take on this product. I've been wanting to shout about this from the rafters for the past 6 months, because around 6 months ago, Numbuzin randomly sent this to me. I didn't know it was on its way, it just randomly turned up alongside some other products. I used it and was blown away, and I've been really eking it out, making it last until it became available for general sale. As soon as it did, I put a load on order and I thought, right, now is the time I can finally talk about it with you guys. I would love to know what your own hot take is. If you think you're going to buy this and give it a try, let me know by leaving the heart emoji in the comments section below. If you think this isn't going to be right for you, I also want to hear from you. So leave the cross emoji and say why maybe this isn't a product that you're tempted to try. And that way we can kind of get the conversation going and see what loads of other people feel about the product. Whatever your thoughts on this, if you're as keen on drugstore and affordable skincare as I am, then let me know by reaching down and giving the video a big thumbs up and a like. This really helps me out because the more likes a video gets, the more widely YouTube will distribute it on its platform. So it just means as many people as possible can hear the message that the drugstore is where it's at when it comes to skincare. So from the bottom of my heart, love to each and every one of you. Now, without further ado, let's cut that waffle and delve straight on in. So I'm going to keep this short, sharp, and to the point. I want to share with you what exactly this is and how I use it for the very best results. There are 1,000,001 different ways you can use this, so I'm going to do a brief summary of each one so you can kind of work out what's right for your individual skin's needs. So this, it's in the title, is a powder, and it's designed to be added to a multitude of different skincare products to kind of give you the best benefits. The ingredients in here, though, are phenomenal. It's got pantothenic acid, which is one of the very best calming, soothing, and oil controlling ingredients that you're going to find in skincare. It's actually really, really gentle. So it's one of those products that does a lot without the risk of a whole lot of side effects and sensitivity, which is great. It's the sort of product that's going to work universally no matter what your skin type and level of sensitivity has to be, which for me makes it that true holy grail. It's also got a 4% concentration of niacinamide, which is perfect because you read any study into niacinamide and it shows that for the best results, you should use it at a 2 to 5% strength. So all those brands, I'm looking at you, The Ordinary, that formulate with 10%, it's too much. We don't need it. It's nice to see a brand following the science, following the data, and formulating with a strength which is appropriate based on what results, what we need to get the very best results. It's got a great blend of other calming and soothing ingredients such as allantoin and zinc, which again are going to be fabulous at regulating oil levels in the skin and just keeping everything in check and in equilibrium when it comes to sensitivity. Reading that ingredients list was enough to make me excited about this, but it took me a whole while to work out how to get the very best results from it. This is the sort of product, honestly, at $5, £4, that I think just about everyone could buy and try and slot into their skincare routine. But how you do that will depend on what you're looking to get out of the product itself. It's only available at the time of filming this on Yes Style, so I've linked the various different country links for Yes Style to where you can get your hands on it in the description box below. So if you did want to check it out, check whether it's available wherever in the world you are, those links are all in the description box for your convenience, so be my guest. But these are a few ways of how I actually use this. So first up, if you're using this to eradicate blackheads and sebaceous filaments, decongest the skin, and just kind of boost your skin confidence by eradicating some of those black marks that we all seem to have on our nose, well, then the best way of doing this is to mix it in with your moisturiser. You almost want to make a bit of a paste out of it. So this is the Geek and Gorgeous Happier Barrier, one of my favourite moisturisers, and this is great in terms of compatibility with this. Put a small amount of this in the palm of your hand, add some of this powder, which comes in a real easy to dispense form, so it doesn't all spill out everywhere. It's really easy to control. Add a little in the middle, make it almost into a bit of a paste, and then apply it to the nose. Leave it on for say 10 minutes and then gently massage it in before washing it off. You do that a couple of times a week, and within a fortnight, your blackheads will be eliminated, those sebaceous filaments will be lifted, and you'll definitely see a whole lot less congestion on your nose. It's gently enough that you could technically do that hack every single day, but for me, I do it a couple of times a week and it just works so well. But the key thing is to get a nice thick paste. You really want something that actually leaves a visible layer on the skin, and then of course you rinse that off after 10 minutes and it's gone without a trace. Leaves behind a nice level of calming, soothing and hydration, and so it's kind of like a 2-in-1. Blackhead bluff busting treatment and some extra hydration for the nose too. Another way that you might want to use this is to just mattify certain areas of the face that get a little bit greasy during the day. It's so hot here in the UK, we're having a little mini heat wave, and I am definitely noticing it on the nose, just the general T-zone area. Well, in which case you could just use this in place of your translucent powder. So I always powder over the top of any sunscreen that I apply to those areas I know are going to get greasy. That way it keeps it matte, soaks up all of that excess oil, and definitely just works to keep everything shine free. There's no real, science to this. Just get a small amount on the back of your hand, and then I just pat it with my finger on those areas where I know I'm going to be oily. It works like that. Disappears without a trace. It basically takes the place of a translucent powder. But whereas a lot of translucent powders actually have some ingredients in them that maybe aren't the best for your skin, this is actually going to be doing the job of a powder, but it's also going to be imparting some beneficial skincare ingredients. That pantothenic acid is going to calm, soothe and regulate oil production. Niacinamide is going to brighten the skin, and the allantoin is really going to calm and soothe everything down. So it's kind of like a translucent powder with a purpose, which I love to keep things matte all day long. Now, another great way of using this powder, especially if you've got a dryness prone skin type or you're prone to a lot of sensitivity, is to add a little to your cleanser. Take your cleanser of choice. This is the Urea cleanser from Transparent Lab, one of my favorites. Put a couple of pumps in the palm of your hand, dust a little of the powder over the top, work it in and then apply it to the skin. Because you'll be washing this off, it's not a leave-on treatment, so it's going to minimize any risk of drying and any sensitivity, but you're still going to get the amazing benefits of that powder. I would say leave it on the skin. Once you've worked it in, leave it on the skin for like maybe 2 minutes and then rinse it off. That's where you've got a little bit of contact time for things to get into the skin and get working. But because you're rinsing it off, minimum risk of side effects and irritation, and I now do this every single day. I add a little to my cleanser just to kind of boost the benefit I'm going to see, get a little extra bang for my buck, and I think kick my skincare routine off right. Whether you do this every single day like I do, or just when you remember, it's a great way of elevating your cleanse, helping to keep everything matte, particularly in those warmer summer months, and getting just a little touch of brightening and blackhead busting at the same time. Finally, if you want the benefit of this all over the face, then the very best way of doing it is to just add a touch into your moisturiser and apply it as you would normally. Now, when I said using this Geek and Gorgeous Happy Barrier on the nose, and I made it into quite a thick paste for the benefits of blackhead, if I'm using it in my moisturiser for the rest of the face, I just use less of it. You don't want a thick paste. You want something that's not really going to change the consistency of your moisturiser a whole lot. Just a little dusting, then of course work it in and apply it as you would. It'll help just mattify your moisturiser down a little bit. So if you're somebody that always finds whatever moisturiser you use, it's a bit glossy, it's a bit dewy for you, it'll just mattify it down a little bit, impart all those skincare benefits on top of the moisturiser you already use, and definitely helps to keep you matte that little bit longer. This is how I use it every single day. I tend to use it in my cleanser, then I'll put a little in my moisturiser and apply it to the skin. A couple of times a week I'll do that blackhead hack, and that way I'm kind of getting the benefits across a whole different range of applications. Now, before you get carried away, there are a couple of things that I would always caution before delving in with this. First and foremost, do a little patch test first. Whilst this is calming, soothing, and there's very few ingredients that could irritate anyone's skin, you can be allergic to absolutely anything in skincare. So just do a little patch test first, somewhere discreet like behind the ear, 24 hours before you then go applying it to the face. Just to make sure that it's compatible with your skin. I recommend that with every single new skincare product. Also, don't add this to sunscreen. I've seen some people do this online. Don't do that. Your sunscreen formulation is precious. It's designed to impart the exact protection that that brand advertises, and you don't want to be adding anything into it that could potentially mess with that. Whilst there's nothing in here that would conflict with a whole lot of actives, so you can mix it in with pretty much anything, just not your sunscreen. Treasure that sunscreen formulation that the brands worked so hard to create, and I would avoid that. Apply your sunscreen, and then if it's coming across a little dewy and you want to mattify it down, use a little of this on top of your sunscreen once it's sunk in, but don't mix it in because that could impact the level of protection that you're going to see. Overall, I'm here to say this little gem has been transformative for my skin and my skincare routine. I now feel that I can use a whole lot more products that might be a little dewy, a little bit too glowy on my skin, and get around that by just mixing a little of this in to mattify it down. By far and away, this has had the biggest impact on my blackheads, on the size of my pores, by just a couple of times a week applying it for 10 minutes as part of a moisturizer preparation, and it's worked so well. I think the flexibility is what makes this stand out, but for $5, £4, I think this is the sort of product everyone should have in their skincare routine. Use it according to what your skin needs, and then you'll see so many benefits. Let me know what your thoughts are. If you've got any questions at all, like I said, I've been using this for the past 6 months, but I've been unable to really talk about it because it hasn't been on general sale. Now it is. I feel like I want to shout about it from the rooftops. So if you've got any questions, let me know in the comments section below. And don't forget to let me know, are you going to buy it and try it, or do you not think this works for you? Let me know in the comments below. And wherever you are in the world, guys, stay safe, stay well, and love your skin. Take care. Bye.